everybody needs to pray for Charlie Kirk right now.
He is a voice of reason out there that has been gunned down for daring to be an American, to tell the truth, to believe in free speech, and to believe in this country.
Charlie loves his family dearly. He loves his country dearly.
Please pray for the Kirk family. This is a really devastating thing that happened.
We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot, a great guy from top to bottom. God bless him.
He believed strongly that we could solve a lot of our differences with just a good old-fashioned conversation.
He was shot for speaking the truth. He was shot for speaking his mind. He was shot for defending the Constitution.
John Solomon's reporting on Just the News that he's passed. Yes, is this what I'm hearing? Yes, can I get it here?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
My prayers are for Erica, for her children, for his family.
I pray that his parents would feel that presence of the Lord that only the Lord can fill.
We cannot let all the great things that Charlie Kirk did be wasted because of some act of violence.
He didn't hate people. He didn't even hate liberals. He just hated intolerance. And it is a painful irony that he may have died at the hands of some intolerant person.
He was fighting not just for his own young children, but for all of our children.
When America needed a hero, God sent us a Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk is a casualty of the political war going on in this country. He was gunned down in cold blood. Gunned down in cold blood. And you have to have steely resolve about this.
Well, as you know, folks, less than 24 hours ago on this very show, we were trying to make sense of Charlie Kirk's murder. The FBI is now offering up $100,000, up to $100,000 for information leading to the identification and arrest of the individual or individuals responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Call 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. You can submit photos, video, ideas, thoughts, anything. Give them anything. FBI.gov/Utah Valley shooting. FBI.gov/Utah Valley shooting. Alrighty, September 10th, yesterday, a day we will never forget. Another one of those, right? One of the great evangelists for MAGA, for conservatives, was murdered, gunned down, assassinated, as Bannon said, gunned down in cold blood. Charlie Kirk was the left's worst nightmare. He was a political force. He was strong, smart, positive, and convincing, and he was opening young minds. Charlie Kirk was the left's worst nightmare, and so they killed him. And what's worse, they celebrated that murder. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Democrats have now made it abundantly clear who exactly they are. They're the party of violence. They're the party of murder. They're the party of evil. And they reminded us of that fact yesterday. The late Charlie Kirk once said, very difficult to say late, but late Charlie Kirk once said, quoting, "You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when someone dies." Now, this is so disgusting, I think it needs to be played over and over again so that people truly understand the level of evil and hate that we're dealing with in America right now on the left. You're about to watch some of a live feed. Now, I was watching this live. This is a live feed from the platform TMZ, an entertainment platform nonetheless. But listen carefully, you can hear cheers and clapping and joy in the background just as Harvey Levin announces that President Trump confirmed Charlie Kirk was dead. Listen carefully to the cheers.
The news conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock in Utah time, which is 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
So that was live. Now, you can hear the cheering in the background. But then a very pathetic attempt to explain away what is so obvious to the rest of us. Again, a classic leftist, what you heard, folks, you didn't really hear, right? Harvey Levin and TMZ.
And they were laughing
they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
That's a lie. You are a pathetic liar, Harvey Levin. I watched that. You were waiting to see if it was confirmed that he was dead. The uproar happens, and immediately they tell you Trump posted on Truth Social that Charlie Kirk was dead. That is a lie, Harvey. You're going to go to hell for lying like that. Let's be clear. TMZ was forced to apologize because they got caught. The Democrat Party media showed us exactly who they are and what they're made of. Their message was loud and clear yesterday that Charlie Kirk had it coming, that he was asking for this, and that this brutal murder was somehow his own fault. And guess what? It got worse and worse throughout the afternoon and into the evening, and more horrendous in the minutes before Charlie Kirk even died. Listen.
But following up on what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Well, Matt Dowd, that was so vile and disgusting that after putting out a statement, MSNBC had no choice but to fire that son of a bitch. Sorry, Matt Dowd. Or maybe this ridiculous comment is why they parted ways with Dowd.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
So, supporter shooting a gun off in celebration. It was a high caliber, long range rifle. It was a hit. It was probably a coordinated hit, but we don't know that yet anyway for sure. But we're going to continue to listen. But that's not the only prize MSNBC gave us. Within minutes of Charlie Kirk being shot with his condition still unknown, MSNBC ghoul Katie Tur just couldn't help herself.
After one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as a justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
Using that. A young man is shot, and that's where her thoughts go. Vile, disgusting. There are no words for garbage like that. I say scrap the whole operation. They've got blood on their hands. Just shut the whole thing down, MSNBC. But no more or less than the dirty politicians who've convinced and condoned this violence for years. They know it, which is why their immediate reaction, of course, was to deflect and blame MAGA for the violence they themselves keep perpetrating.
And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence.
Are you kidding me, J.B. Pritzker? Are you kidding me? Fomented. Got it. MAGA's fault. Trump's fault. But wait, there's more.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States? Right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word.
You have no soul, Democrat. You have no heart, no soul. If Pocahontas wants to point out the hatred that's been created, look no further than the House floor. When Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert called for a moment of prayer for someone brutally shot just for his political opinions, Democrat let the world know just how evil they truly are. You can hear them protesting no in the background as Speaker Johnson tries to maintain order. But the Democrat Party just can't help itself. And the media they own, no better. Listen.
Let's
As expected, New York Times in their carefully curated headlines, quote, Charlie Kirk, right-wing force and a close Trump ally dies at 31. How about murdered? How about assassinated? In fact, we changed a chyron yesterday. I didn't like passed. We put up assassinated because that's what it was. Stop it, New York Times. He didn't die at 31. His heart stopped because there's a bullet through his jugular. And why was Charlie Kirk murdered, by the way? How about this right here?
Really, over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump-aligned figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol of big city crime.
Like we're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Violence doesn't come from Democrats, just to be clear. I mean, obviously anyone can be a criminal, but it is MAGA. Is specifically MAGA faction. Like,
you get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying.
But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands. Yeah.
You think any of that had anything to do with it? They, Democrats, incited this violence. They called Charlie racist for no reason. The blood is on Democrats' hands. Look at that Harry Sisson, that clown right there. Piece of garbage. Little influencer. Biden influencer. Wow. But what's incredible is that after having a day to process what happened, 24 hours or less, the Democrat Party media still running with their "this is MAGA's fault" narrative.
By and large, saying we all need to turn down the rhetoric. So let's be serious about where this violence is coming from.
Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence?
But what can be done? I fear when this is an escalation already in less than 24 hours of this shooting.
That is incredibly dangerous. I am really, really disappointed. And what I would urge, I would really urge the President of the United States to speak out against that. I don't view this as an issue of the right or the left. I think we've seen political violence, on both sides of the spectrum.
These Democrats, they're the ones killing people, not us. The left is. And yet their answer is to come out today, less than 24 hours after he was murdered, assassinated in cold blood, talking to students at a Utah university, and scold conservatives. Listen, a fish rots from the head down. When Joe Biden yelled in front of red lights in Philadelphia about MAGA extremists being the biggest threat to America, his followers listened. When every Democrat leader and politician spends more than a decade spreading violent and hateful propaganda rhetoric against MAGA and Trump and anyone who supports him, there are consequences. There's lunatics on the left. They'll take that and run with it. It's their dog whistle. It's their signal to perpetrate violence against the people that they're calling racist and bigoted for no reason. The left created this. And now we have millions and millions of brainwashed left-wing lunatics who actually believe that President Trump is Hitler or something and the supporters MAGA are Nazis. And they've been encouraged to harm us. Charlie Kirk died debating. And that is the cornerstone of democracy. Killing Charlie for that is the definition of fascism. Killing is all they have. Violence is all they have left. After the attempt on President Trump's life, the left didn't dial down their rhetoric. No, they were even more hateful and vile than ever. This is who they are. Pure, unadulterated hate. As an American, in my life, there have been only 2 moments where a public event left me shaken and where I thought that the future of America is uncertain. 2 moments where I thought there's a possibility a terrible future may lay ahead. First is September 11th, 2001. I was there, watched it, watched the planes fly into I worked at the World Trade Center. I was there for that. The confusion afterwards, I can't even describe. And the second, September 10th, 2025, nearly 24 years later. I don't know what lies ahead, but I do know this. The left just showed us exactly who they are. This is the line in the sand. I'm angry. You should be angry. We should all be pissed and more resolute than ever This is only the beginning. What we do next, it's critical. What we do next will decide the future of this country. Charlie Kirk did not die in vain, and we will make sure of that. Up next, we're going to talk to Brandon Roussan, a young man who was right in front of Charlie Kirk when he was assassinated. Stick around for that. 2.5 minutes away.